Well, what do you know? I got another mod for you today, and this mod's called the Tesla 2. And this Tesla 2 is an unregulated box mod with built-in protection. She's got a 15-second cutoff. She's got short circuit protection, and she's got low voltage protection. This box has a 4,000 milliamp hour capacity, and you could also vape this puppy all the way down to 0.1, all the way up to 3.5 ohms. So yeah, this Tesla 2 is basically made for your simple vapor, someone who does not want to have to deal with the wattage up, wattage down, someone who doesn't want to have to deal with menu screens, one fire button on there, click it and go. But know this is an unregulated device. I'm going to mention it again, unregulated, okay? Meaning the battery's going to drop off, it's going to drop off, it's going to drop off over time as you use this, and you are going to feel it, okay? It's going to get weaker, the hit's going to get weaker. A regulated device, the hit does not get weaker, okay? It regulates that battery, so each time you take a hit, you're going to get a full-on kick-ass vape every time until the battery dies off. This, not the case. There are guys out there who prefer unregulated box mods or prefer an unregulated vape over a regulated vape, and that's what this is for. It's for the simple vapor. It's for the vapor who wants something small and compact and just damn cute. Just kidding, okay? Here's my pocket, okay? I want to show this. Mod, pocket, boom. She's gone. Gone! All you can see is the top of the drip tip. It's small. It's compact. Hell, I'd keep it in my shirt. I'm good, man. I'm good. No one knows. No one knows. And you know what? Sometimes that's what I want. A lot of times that's what I want. I want to be discreet, and this mod gives that to me. Back to normal height. Like I said, I got this Velocity RDA sitting on this Tesla 2 mod with a 0.3 ohm build in this Velocity. Been vaping her for about an hour and 45 minutes, and I gotta say, I've noticed a drop off, a significant drop off. It starts at 4.1, 4.2, like any freshly charged battery, and then it drops off, and I just checked it, and it's reading at 3.8. I gotta say, it's still a great vape. It's still kick-ass, but it's unregulated, and you can notice it. I notice it big time. A few cons for this device. 1, the fire button, it rattles a little bit. 2, the USB charging port is on the bottom. I wish it was on the side. Okay, that way I could charge it while it stands up. But I can't. And then the third con, some of you guys may not like this. This is going to be a subjective con, okay? There's a little bit of a gap. Every time you screw a device on there, it screws down and makes a connection. With anything that I've used, all my atomizers, all my tanks, everything I've used screws down and makes a connection. But there is like a 1mm gap or a slight gap. I think they did on purpose so the device doesn't get hot. Some of you guys may not like it. So I think it's about that time we dive down close so you guys can see this up close and personal, and then we'll come back and wrap this sucker up. How about it? So here's the box this Tesla 2 comes in, and as you guys can see in the top right hand corner, you got a color marker. Okay, mine's blue because there's a blue mod in this box. Okay, but you got 4 different color options. You got black, gray, blue, or red. In the top left hand corner it says Tesla 2. Pop the top, and then inside, woo-hoo-hoo, you got a beautiful blue Tesla 2 mod. Pop this out, and then behind that you have a manual. And inside this manual tells you a little bit about this mod, instructions, how to use it, how to turn it on, all that good stuff. The stuff that I'm about to discuss with you. Oh yeah, here she is, a nice beautiful sparkly blue color. You got your fire button over here on the side. At the top, you got your 510 connection. At the bottom, you got your USB port for charging and also vent holes. She is made of aluminum and measurements, okay, 22 millimeters by 47 millimeters by 76 millimeters. A close-up look at the fire button. 5 clicks to turn this sucker on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She blinks. Bloop, 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 bloop. And then to fire her up, you can hold her down. When you hold her down, when you fire her up, she lights up. Okay, 5 clicks to turn her off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She also blinks. Okay, and then when you fire her up, nothing lights up because she's off. Like I mentioned in FaceTime, this device is unregulated. You charge it up. It has a maximum output voltage of 4.2 volts, and then from there on out, it drops. You get battery drop, battery drop, battery drop. You do not have a chip in here to regulate the battery. You don't have wattage up, wattage down, voltage up, voltage down. All you have is this fire button. Okay, it's got a maximum output power of 100 watts. You can build her all the way down to 0.1, all the way up to 3.5 ohms. So like I mentioned in FaceTime, the light surrounding the fire button is basically your voltage indicator. And anything below 3.65, and this light right here is going to light up red, which means you're going to have to charge this puppy. But anything above 3.65 volts, all the way up to 4.2 volts, and it's going to light up blue like you guys see right now, and that means you are good to go. She's a firing right. At the top, you got your 510 connection threads. Everything I screws down, makes a connection, and then you got your 4 slots, and that's for devices that have the airflow going through the 510 connection, which I don't understand because what device nowadays has airflow going through the 510 connection? But yeah, the pin of the 510 connection is spring-loaded. I'm going to go ahead and screw the Billo V2 on here and show you what it looks like. Alrighty, you see that? There's about a 1mm gap. That's how it is for all devices. There's a TCT tank, Marquee RDA, Hobo 2.1, You guys get the drift. Every device you screw on here is going to have a 1mm gap, or about 1mm gap, and I believe they do that on purpose because they don't want this device getting hot. And to be quite honest, that little gap doesn't make a whole hill of beans to me. It doesn't bother me one bit, but hey, it may bother you. Again, here's a close-up look at the base. You got the vent holes, you got the 5 vent holes, and you got your USB port for charging. You know, I mentioned this in FaceTime, but I'm going to go ahead and mention it again just in case you missed it. This device has a 4,000 milliamp hour capacity, and the 2 batteries that are in this device are 19500 batteries. So that right there, boys and girls, is the Tesla 2 unregulated box mod. Let's go ahead and take her back to FaceTime, vape on her some more, and wrap this sucker up. So all in all, I'm really enjoying this Tesla 2. I mean, I don't use it all the time. I use it when I'm out and about. I take it for a couple hours and I'm good to go. I think there's room for mods like this. I think people out there are going to like this, are going to enjoy it for its simplicity. One of the biggest pros to me is how light and compact this thing is. I mean, she's light and compact, but she's also pretty darn solid. You guys saw it's aluminum body, and it's not bad. It doesn't feel cheap by any means. Also, the price point for this device, I'm seeing online, it sells anywhere between 45 and 50 bucks, and to me, I think it's a good deal. It really is for what you are getting, for the size of the battery that's in here. Like I said, 0.3 to 0.5 has been perfect. It hits pretty darn good for a pretty good amount of time. An hour and a half, an hour and 45, 2 hours, and I start to notice it drop off because it's unregulated. So Tesla, they're the guys that made this product, that manufactured this product. They're the ones that sent it to me to review for you guys, and their site is teslasigs.com. teslasigs.com. I'll have a link in the description. But you know what? There's another shop, an online shop in the States called Mad Vapes, madvapes.com. Okay, I'll have a link in the description, and they're selling this bad boy for $46.99. Now on to the big question, the big answer of the day. Everybody wants to know, Rip, would you buy it? Would you buy it? Yes, and the reason, price point, okay, that's one of the reasons, okay? It's below 50 bucks, and the size had me at hello. This thing is tiny, man. Feels great in the hand. I love how the edges are rounded. You know, I didn't mention that in the close-ups and the pros, but I like how it just feels in my hand, and also the fact that it's got a 4,000 milliamp hour battery capacity in there, and there's a lot of mods here that are just too big to carry out. So yeah, I would buy it. I would definitely buy it. This is Rip Trippers, and remember, smoking is dead, vaping is the future, and the future is now.